Alright, now I'm going to show you how to do homework, Excel homework number 1. I'm going to show this homework on the 3 different Excels that are commonly available these days: Excel 2003, Excel 2007, and Excel 2010. Right, and so doing, there are a couple of things that you might see me do that are not exactly necessary for your doing the Excel homework on just one of these. Alright, so when you get to this page, as you'll read here, you're going to right click one of these things. In your machine it might work differently, especially since I've got 3 versions of Excel open. You only have to have one or none open to get this going. Alright, save target as in the Internet Explorer. If you have other browsers, it'll say something similar. I'm going to save it in one location for 2010. It doesn't come up automatically because I have the 3 versions of Excel open, so I'm going to go to Excel 2010 and do a file open, and open the file I just saved. Alright, it says at the top here that this is a protected view. The file originated from an internet location, so I'm going to enable editing, and I'm going to zoom in so that you can see this better. Okay, I'm going to now open the file in the other versions of Excel so that you can see that happening. I saved them in other locations, because otherwise you can't have the same file open. I'm going to open from a different directory, and again I'll make this larger so that you can see it much easier. In 2003, file open. Alright, and again I'm going to zoom in so that you guys can see it. You don't have to zoom in on your machine, of course. Alright, get things ready. Type your name here. Alright, I'm not going to put my name here. I'm going to put a generic, but please type your name here. Alright, to start doing the Excel calculations, just as you do it by hand for the regression, you'd want a column for x squared. I'm just going to call it x2. If you know what you're doing, you can make that subscript there. And then a column for x times y. I'm just going to call it xy. And then I'm going to make this look cuter by justifying it. Okay. You know, most of these 3 versions of Excel, much of this is all the same, alright, except for certain formatting issues. Alright, so x squared. Hit the equal sign, move your mouse over to the x in that particular row, and then square it by going caret 2, or some people call that the up sign, whatever you want to call that. It's on the keyboard, the shift 6. Okay, so that's how you get something squared. Of course we know that minus 3 squared is 9, so you hit enter, of course you get your 9. X times y equals x times the star. Alright, that's shift 8 times y. Hit the y in that particular row, hit enter, and you're ready. Now we're ready to copy these down. Move your mouse and hold the left clicker down while you drag across so that you mark both those cells. Alright, go to the bottom right hand corner of that range, and you'll see the normally fat plus sign, looks like the Swiss Army knife sign or Swiss Army sign, right, from the Swiss flag. Then you go to that corner there and you get the small plus sign. When you get that, double click and that copies all the way down. Alright, just quickly I will do the same thing on the other Excels. You can, in general, if you're watching this on a video, you can scroll forward to your own version of Excel if that is what you need. Alright, this is 2007. Type your name. In general, I'm just going to put a generic name. Of course, you put your name. We want columns for x squared called x2 and xy. Hit enter. Mark them all. Right, justify to make it look cuter. X squared. X, I'm just going to use the left arrow to get me across to the X on that row. Right, shift 6 gives me the caret. And then a 2 to square it. Hit enter. Move across. Right arrow. Equals, left arrow across to X times shift 8, the star, and then left arrow across to Y, hit enter, and we've got XY. Hold the left button on the mouse down until you mark both those cells. Get the small plus sign, narrow plus sign on the bottom right hand corner, double click, and you've got those calculations. And then again on Excel 2003, your name, compare the column headers here, x squared or x2 for x squared, xy. Alright, and I'm not using my mouse. I know that a lot of students use the mouse always. Once they're on the computer, they just can't let the mouse go. But I was trained to use the computer with keyboard before we had the mouse, and so we can do some things a lot faster with the keyboard. Alright, and I'm going to right justify that too, and there it is. Okay, x squared, x, shift 6, 2, enter, xy, x times shift 8, oops, went too far, times the y. Mark both those two cells, get the small plus sign, double click, and you're ready. Back to 2010. Next thing we'll need, doing this very simply, the sums of these columns. So equals sum, left parentheses, use your mouse if you like, mark the range of x's. You don't have to close the parentheses, you just hit enter and it's done. You can do that for all four columns if you will, but that's of course time consuming. You don't need to do that. Go to the bottom right hand corner, hold the left key of your mouse down and drag it across to those four columns and you get the sums. Alright, watch me do it again, same thing. Excel 2007 equals sum, mark the x's, hit enter, go to the bottom right hand corner, hold the left key of your mouse down, drag across, let go. Okay, and you've got those calculations, and again on Excel 2003 equals sum, mark the x's, don't have to worry about closing the parentheses, hit enter, go to the bottom right hand corner, get the small plus sign, hold the left mouse key down, drag it across, let go, and you've got your calculations. Just so that we know what we're doing, we'll label these. This is the sum of x, sum of y, sum of the x squares, we'll call it sum x2, and the sum of the xy's called sum xy. Going to mark them all, right justify, and go. I'm going to do this on the others Also, just quickly,